Alright folks, Screwdy59 here coming at you, and today I'm going to show you how to install SW Motech crash bars, aka engine protection bars, onto a 2015 BMW R1200GS. As you know, if you buy a beautiful GS like I have, those engines stick out, the cylinder heads stick out, just begging to hit the ground when you're a little too aggressive. So, first mod, as if you would buy a sport bike, you'd get sliders. If you buy any of the Boxer engine twins, you get a set of crash bars. So, here's what you need to install everything. I've opened up all the parts and spread them out, and I highly recommend you do this because these instructions have a little left to be desired here. There's various bolts. Some of them are kind of similar in sizes when you go from one to the other. So using these charts on the back and the pictures, I like pictures, I was able to mark out what all of these are, and you'll see me through the magic of editing grabbing them and teleporting them over to the motorcycle where I'll be installing them. I highly recommend you do this. If you want to just take a look at what I've done, you can kind of model it, and you don't really have to think it since I already did it for you. Do this. It'll really make your life easier. Trust me, I'm definitely a guy that likes to just throw everything into one of those magnetic tins and figure it out later. But it took me about 15 minutes to set this up. I numbered all of them. It's a little confusing because like these washers, for instance, are all the same, but in the diagram, every time you use a different one, it has a different number designated. So I don't know why they do that. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but I have it all set up. Tools you're going to need: I have a T55 Torx, a T50 Torx, I believe it's a T50, a number 8 Allen driver, hex driver, and a number 6, some socket extensions, blue Loctite, a torque wrench, regular ratchet, and a breaker bar to help, I guess, get some of these things off the BMW if I need it. I haven't even taken anything off yet. So, the instructions, bring those with me, say to start on the left side of the motorcycle. So, let's begin. Alrighty. First thing we have to do is remove the stock fasteners on the left side where the engine guard goes. So that means this. So that means this has to come out right here. This one has to come out. This has to come out, and I believe that's it. I believe the rest, there's nothing there to remove. So in here, there's a bolt that goes through to the other side of the bike. So you're going to need to take a number 18 millimeter deep socket, or yeah, a deep socket, because you're going to, with an extension, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around the hand, this little paper towel around the handle right here, and kind of just guide that right there and leave it, and I'm going to break it off from the other side. So you need your number T55 Torx, an extension, and I'm going to use a breaker bar to come in from this side right here. There's the other side of it, and I'm just going to go in. Now, because the other one's propped up against the cylinder head, this should just come off. I just give a little bit of torque. It's really on there. Always want to make sure you're going lefty-loosey. So, if you can see, I had a little bit of difficulty with that bolt. So this is what came out of here. I don't know if you can see all that, but see all that thread locker in there? That was a PITA, P-I-T-A, to get out. I had to freaking do this on this side, and then I had to use a breaker bar with the T55 on this side to get this out. Yeah, look at all that nice blue thread locker. So that's out. Now I can finally take out the other bolts. Save this in case you want to put it back in again. Alright, so now that you got that one out, you can switch out to the, I believe that other one is a T50. This one, you see you kind of got the three right here. This one's got to come out, the forward one. So I might need the breaker. Yeah, I'm gonna need the breaker, which is still zip tied to my kickstand. There we go. Okay, that's loose. Okay, that one's out. And look at all this dust from that thread locker on the other one. Jeez. So, that's out. I believe that is the last piece that we have to remove, and now we can start putting pieces in. You have to save that washer. I guess this comes off. I don't know how. I don't think you can save this. That's odd. You're not saving that. That's interesting. Anyway, let's bring the crash cage over. We need the left one, which I believe is here. And it says L on there. So we need this. And I need parts. See, this is why I labeled, this is why I did this. Okay, so for this part I need the long thing, one of these number 3 spacers, that washer, which isn't going to work unless I go find and buy one, which I might have to do. So odd that this is like built in. No way you can get that out. Absolutely no way. Well, here's what we'll do. To the hardware store. Oh no! Crap. Oh, I missed it by 15 minutes. Oh, I guess we're going to Home Depot. Alright, came back from Home Depot. The Home Depot, I got me some washers. Specifically, some M12 Class 8 zinc plated yada yada yada. This should work out just nicely. Now, let's actually try to do this as the instructions say to do. So, washer, spacer, and now this has to run through the frame, the crash bar. So, let's put this on, and then put this on, and we'll Loctite it on the. We'll throw some thread locker on the other side. So, this will fit through now. Just like that. Oh, look at that. Like a glove. Alright, leave that hanging. So, for this one, I need one of these. Washer number 5. And then for this one, I need 6 and 7. So, I'm going to need this and one of these. In between 6 and 7 is spacer number 8. Thread locker going. This one here. If you've never done this before, people always hand tighten them first before you go crazy. I'm trying to ratchet them down because if you end up cross-threading it, your life is going to suck. I'm not going to tighten it down all the way, but just enough so help hold this up, hold this crash bar up. Get the crash bar from moving around too much. Okay. Long one, long bolt with the washer. That's going to go into the bottom left of here. Now I'm not going to snug these up. I'm not going to tighten them down. I'm just going to snug them up. So with this spacer in between. Show you where this is going. So right down there. Do you see it? That's where this is going. With the spacer in between. So with the spacer, line that up. That's in there. So now we got to build this little bracket. We need number 9, 2 10s with 2 11s. So we'll just put them together like this for now. And this is a hole pattern. It's going to face like this. We'll readjust this when we get over to the motorcycle. I need a 13, one of these big ones with a 14 washer. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. There's a little note here for vehicle models manufactured after 2014, which mine is, use screw 16 and spacer 17 instead of screws number 10. So this one's correct, but it would appear in this one that we don't use the top hole if you have a newer than a liquid cooled model, I guess. So this comes back out. So we're going to use instead one of these with one of these number 11s. See, this is why looking at the instructions is important, kind of. With my number 17 spacer. Boom. And a number 12 on the back end, and a number 15 on the bottom end here. Okay, so that should be that. I guess this kind of makes sense. If you look down, we're just gonna put these two together. I got this. This has to go like that. This goes like this. Spacer gonna go in between here, so why don't we hold the big one out for now. We'll get this one on. Let's see if I can get this nut on. Giggity. Now for the big one, and voila, this side is relatively done. So it says to leave everything kind of loose, so that's it. So this is still hanging out because I haven't done the other side yet. See down here, I guess you just leave that third hole, doesn't do anything up here. You see how they kind of just accounted for that. Down here, that's there with the big spacer. Down here, you got that going on. See, I kind of like wish this matched a little bit. But aftermarket is aftermarket. So let's go to the other side now. So on the left side, right side, you got the same thing. Remove the original bolt stuff. So this is our new bolt over here. So we don't have to. We already took care of that. We got to remove this down here, and it's probably a T50. There we go. Out. Boom. Let's get the right frame. Let's get the right side of the frame over. Frame the crash bar. We have the right side. So now let's do the top bolt first. One of my washers that I purchased. Washer. Yeah, spacer 21, 20, and 19. This is nylon on it, so you don't need, I'm pretty sure, you don't have to put Loctite on it, but I'll put a little dab. So, according to the diagram, These go in there. Then the cage, the bar. I call it something different every frickin' time. Okay. This washer on. And we'll just switch my Loctite. Pretty sure you don't need to Loctite this if you have a nylon washer. But hey, can't hurt, right? Just put that there to hold that. This corner we need, that's going to directly bolt up 23 and 22. 23 and 22. That's going to bolt right on. I have to say, once you get over the whole not having the washers thing and that bolt doesn't come out right. Now, I'm not going to blame Motech. That could be a BMW decided to do things differently for 1 year. But I think that is something they could easily address by just giving you those washers. So that's on there. So now, forward one, I will need 26, 25, and 24. 4, 26, 25. Same thing as the other side, so we're going to go like this with the bar in between here. So I don't know if you can see it. Finally, haha, see this time. I know about the warning. 31, 34, 31, and 34 with this one down here. 29. So we are going to have some leftovers with another spacer. Only spacer left, it's got to be this one. And then 30, 33. Okay, so it's pretty much the same as the other side. Focus on the top one since it has the spacer. Put that through there. And this one just goes straight through the nut. And that's it. That's everything is in now. So now I just got to tighten it up and I'll be done.